It's time for an exclusive you'll hear nowhere else. The Bob Iger building is costing Disney a relative fortune at a time they really can't afford such expenses. Folks, this is a far bigger story than just some sort of real estate issue in New York. Today, we're ready to tell you that while the stock for the Walt Disney Company is crumbling, they're bumbling around with a very big building that they can't afford. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, one and all, where we heed the call for explaining entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. And today, thanks to a source that came our way, we have information we believe which is of very high interest for anybody paying attention to what's happening to the Walt Disney Company. As we get ready to dive into this exclusive, click the like button. Folks, as we do so, we do need to remind you that because this comes from a source which we cannot totally 100% verify, well, rumor and speculation territory we are in. Take it with a grain of salt, but I can promise you we would not bring this to you unless we truly believed we had the good stuff. Enough of the intro. Here we go. Let's get at it. Here it is out of That Park Place, and there's a very interesting author behind this one. His name is Jonas J. Campbell, a hereunto never heard of that we are happy to finally have as an author. It says, exclusive. Robert A. Iger building nears $4 billion in project costs as Vanity project balloons to epic proportions. This is an exclusive, folks. You're hearing it first right now. And if you're not yet bookmarked to thatparkplace.com, well, you should be. As reported by That Park Place in the past, the Walt Disney Company's new New York City headquarters, located at 7 Hudson Square, doesn't bear the name of a company founder and visionary, Walt Disney. Instead, the state-of-the-art facility is named the Robert A. Iger Building, not Bob. Disney has stated that the new name is an honor bestowed by the company and its board, a board that includes Bob Iger himself, and I would suggest a board that was handpicked by Bobby. It says the building, formerly known as the Galaxy Building, encompasses an entire New York City block, 2 identical 338-foot tall towers with a wide-ranging use case, and will include news, editorial, live production, streaming, technology, advertising, corporate business support functions, and the greatest showers ever known to man or womankind. I inserted the last part, but it's implied, according to Disney. Also included 3 television studios, full-service cafe and coffee bar, outdoor terraces. I feel like I should read this as if I'm promoting it. Should I do that, Jonas?
No, that's also okay. Just wanted to throw in a kind of an exhaustive list of the amenities here and the things that Disney brags about for this building.
I'm not even going to read it. I'm just going to highlight it. I'm just going to highlight it. But Jonas, there's so much to this. But there's a big story here. Could you tell us what it is we're getting at? Why does it matter? Why are we talking about the square footage? We're not a real estate channel here. And our panel of ladies and Vash and you and me, we're not here to talk about, the issues of New York properties. So what's going on? Why are we talking about this?
Well, we had a source reach out that is familiar with what's going on here at this building, and pointed out, first of all, this is a building that Disney originally owned anyways, and it was, they internally call it the Galaxy Building, and they've done a massive renovation in order to upgrade it to the Robert A. Iger Building here. This is a building that is supposed to basically encompass everything that Bob Iger has done for the Walt Disney Company. There's no animation stuff. There's no theatrical. There is no theme park stuff here. This is ABC, ESPN. There's probably some Fox stuff that's going to be going in here. We didn't hear much about that, but there are 3 television studios within the company. Anything that is not Walt Disney is going to be going into this. And it's even the architectural articles about this are saying this is nothing for kids that's going into this building. So it's a monument to Bob Iger. And from what we're also hearing from Bloomberg and other sources is that Bob Iger has made all of the design choices and has approved every single design choice for this building, which was supposed to cost $2.5 billion when they announced it in 2021, when Bob Iger was the executive chairman of the Walt Disney Company board.
So, Jonas, I don't know how the man has the time. It's amazing to me. Not only does he watch every Disney movie that's going to come out 7, 8, 12, 37 times and give notes on it, but he also is an architecture analyst. And listen, the guy, he makes, I started to make a joke about Kim Jong-un. I don't know if you all have ever seen, when they'll go to North Korea and it turns out that he's designed everything, every single thing, down to the way that people eat sandwiches. He invented sandwiches. Well, Bob Iger, he does it all at Disney. How does he find the time?
Well, that's the thing. I really don't know how he finds the time to do all that, because apparently this is in between, 2 showers a day, and also watching movies 3 to 4 times, 5 times maybe, before they actually come out. So, got a lot of stuff on his plate here. This is a montage I put together right here showing off the Robert A. Iger building, both interior and exterior. And it's really important to get a sense of this building right here, folks, because as Jonas beautifully lays out, had a source reach out that suggested that this was maybe $4 billion or more for this building. Again, it was originally projected at $2.5 billion. This is all very crucial information. Oh, go ahead.
Vash, that would put this at 1.5 if the source is correct, and we would not talk about it unless we thought this was a genuine source. Mm-hmm. This would put this building and this project $1.5 billion at least over budget, and there's no benefit that I can see to the Walt Disney Company. Like, this is a vanity project.
Right, and we wanted to analyze exactly how much these buildings typically go for, or how much these things usually typically cost, because I think it's really important to understand that in the terms of the New York City skyline right here. So we did a little bit of an analysis. We got some information back from what is called IntraBuild right here, and they say typically the average office building construction project is anywhere between $240 to $1,000 per square foot. Now, if we take that with the Robert A. Iger building at 1.2 million square feet, and we divide that into $4 billion, you're roughly looking at $3,300 per square foot for this building alone. And again, that's up from what was roughly $2,000 at that previous price point of $2.5 billion, is what this was originally predicted at. My question, with the images that you're seeing on screen here, folks, where did this money go? Because I don't think it went into this amazing grand architecture that we were actually seeing right here. It looks like a box, and it looks like a Gensler special. And here's the thing. You want to say, well, they have state-of-the-art production facilities. Well, think again. An article from page 6 actually detailed that staffers had a little bit, some complaints about the building here. This from Newcast Studio. ABC employees reportedly voicing concerns about the move to the Hudson Square, this new building. Staffers are reportedly worried about issues such as lack of space, basement-level studios located near an active subway line, and how the building was designed. Apparently, it was designed subpar, but they still spent $4 billion on this. And again, if you want something a little bit more analogous to what we're featuring right here, well, I was looking at, okay, maybe other buildings are this expensive if they're really, really well done. The only thing I can really think of, I know, I'm sorry, don't want to get into politics, but Trump World Tower, okay? Back in 2001, this was constructed for about $300 million and features, I think, 967,000 square feet, roughly. That puts it at about a $300 per square foot price, which was consistent with the IntraBuild numbers that we had before. And even if you multiply that by 3 times in order to account for inflation, that's still on the high end and just roughly short of $1,000 per square foot. But for this building, for the Robert A. Iger building, and you can see the construction here, folks, this is 3 times the level of that high end. Why? Where did this money go?
Right, Tabitha, when you look at this and you think about the Trump Tower, right, in Manhattan, when you think about what you've seen, the golden escalator, and then you see this and you say, well, this Bob Iger vanity project that Disney's working on, this with the little Muppet poster over there cost triple per square foot. What is going on with this company, Tabitha? Where's the money going? Do you see anything artistically valuable that should elevate this?
Well, I'm going to assume that the windows are triple paned, and I know that's costly. And then maybe it's more, maybe it's more about what we're not seeing versus what we are seeing. Artistically, though, no, this looks like a piece of crap, like most architecture does these days. This looks lackluster. It doesn't look creative or imaginative. It's basically Tetris from an architecture point. It's just There's nothing flamboyant about it. There's nothing interesting about it. It definitely doesn't scream imagination and Disney for sure. And, if you're working for a company that bases everything on magic, creativity, and imagination, you would want to exemplify that. Even if you're building your own kind of legacy building, you would still want it, in my opinion, you would still want it to be that when somebody comes into the city and they see your building, they look at it and say, that's the Bob Iger building. Like, for crying out loud, build yourself a statue of yourself and put it on the top of the building to at least stand out from everything else that is there.
The statue of Bobberty. Go ahead, Jonas.
No, that's a really good point. The architecture firm said they wanted to stand out and blend in at the same time. There's this whole long thing about all the terracotta panels that Bob personally approved for this thing. So there's, of course, a long paragraph about that in the write-ups here. This entire thing, to me, it doesn't have to be in Manhattan. I mean, they need a facility in Manhattan, but does it need to be enough money to pay for a large part of another theme park? Like, they're talking about $60 billion across 10 years in order to pay for expansions on all of their theme parks. So even if that's $6 billion a year,
come on,
12 parks.
Come on, Jonas. You know they can't put the View in Staten Island. That's just Whoopi. Would she find a bakery like that? You got to be in Manhattan to have the View filmed there. And by the way, let me get Jonas. I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Well, I just wanted to go to Amanda real quick because there's something fascinating here as well that we need to talk about, and that is, at the same time, this thing is apparently $1.5 billion over budget, according to our source. The Disney stock is being crushed down to $85.33, and we'll see what happens in terms of, does it drop into the 70s? No financial advice, no predictions here, ladies and gentlemen. But Amanda, this seems to me to be a very costly venture at a time that Disney needs to be putting its resources into battling back against places like Universal Studios or winning at the box office. Minecraft just absolutely decimated Snow White. So why do they think it's all right? Why are shareholders not furious that the money's going to the statue of Bobberty instead?
I'll never understand where Disney's getting all this money from. And you're absolutely right. They should be focusing on competing with Epic Universe, which I don't think they're going to be able to. Haven't been there yet, but seen a lot of, the stuff, and it looks absolutely amazing. So I don't know. And this building doesn't stand out at all. I feel like it definitely, just what Vash pointed out, it's like, oh, we want to have a bigger Trump Tower, but this is Bob's Tower. Is it even bigger? I don't know. I don't think it stands out. I've been in front of Trump Tower, and that's a really nice tower. Just saying.
I don't know the height between the two, but it's slightly bigger at 1.2 million square feet. But go ahead.
It just feels weird. Like, is this even needed? They needed a new office building. Like, was he just trying to build up his ego? I don't know what they're doing, but they're not doing anything right.
And everybody at Disney must praise it. No matter what they think of it, they have to say, Bob, it's the bestest building ever. Bob, no one can compete with your skyscraper, Bob.
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
Good job, Bob. Good job, Bob.
Now, apparently it was the old space. I think they were leasing that space or something like that. I don't know if it was a permanent facility, perhaps. But and people were complaining it was decrepit and old or whatever. Okay, fine. Maybe you did need a big new building, but $4 billion worth. And Amanda said something very interesting right there. Don't know where the money's coming from. I can tell you exactly where the money is coming from. You see right here, if you look at this right here, but do I have it up? I don't. Well, okay. I can just sum it up thusly. The place where this money is coming from in order to pay for vanity projects like this one, for example, or even the $645 million production on Andor and whatever. It's all coming from the parks. The parks are contributing, I think, anywhere between 60 to 70% of the overall operating income profit for the entire Walt Disney Company. They're just skimming from the parks division and putting it into these projects right here, which is why we don't have a response to Epic Universe. It's why they are so dead set on turbocharging the parks now after the tariffs have been enforced and after inflation has gone up tremendously and so forth in order to catch up to Epic Universe. It's the reason why they're putting flat rides in Disneyland Paris, for example.
Ash, what did you say?
Flat rides.
Flat YouTube. He said flat rides.
Flat rides.
Tilt-a-whirls, scramblers. What? Oh, the carousel. Thank goodness, Vash. Okay, continue on.
Sorry, but it's why they're doing that, right? Because they're not spending it at the parks. They're taking the money from the parks and putting it into the Robert A. Iger building and putting it into their entertainment studios and so forth, and essentially giving it to architects, design firms, all this other stuff. But not only offering subpar work and content when it comes to that level, but also too, the parks are really suffering as a result.
Jonas, you got the exclusive on this. I'll give you the chance to button this one up. What do you think about it? What's the implications for it? Should shareholders be angry? Does Disney have the money right now to spend on something like this?
Personally, I think that they are wasting money on properties that they don't need to be investing in. Do they really need a $4 billion office building in New York? Do they really need to be building up for ABC and FX when those are linear assets? Here, this is something where they're putting a lot of money into a part of the company that's not going to be making them much money, instead of focusing on the things that people actually like about Disney that actually make them money. This seems to be more that they just want to brag about something. I see no reason for them to spend $4 billion on a facility in New York when they're saying no to $1 billion facilities in Florida, a place where they don't have to pay that much money. The income tax works very differently, and I don't know. It seems like it's all about the praise of Bob Iger, in my opinion. They will drop billions on silly decisions and refuse to spend millions on repairing things at their theme parks.
Well, folks, this story is exclusive. It's exclusive to thatparkplace.com as well as the WDW Pro Channel. It's exclusive because Jonas has done a fantastic job. It's exclusive because our sources are fantastic. And it's exclusive because you all are the support, the gigawatts, we dare say, that make it all possible. Thank you for coming our way. It's a pleasure to bring you something like that where you'll hear it nowhere else. And thank you again to the source for bringing it to our attention. You are truly appreciated. And folks, we have come to the end yet again. Another video of excellence in the can. What a joy it has been to share time with you. We hope you enjoyed it as well. If so, consider clicking that like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. And as always, drop a comment down below. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, so waste not yours. Join a community dialogue today, just on down below. Folks, we are going to say farewell for now, but we will see you back. 4 is more, and that's how many videos we put out every single day here on the Pro Channel. Hope you enjoy them all. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Hey, Floral, guess what?
You put a fork in Pro's microwave again.
No, that was yesterday.
I don't know that what.
Oh, I've decided to give up on torturing Jonas.
What? Why? In the same way the cat sleeps like 20 hours a day, that was like your purpose.
I know, but I've decided there's bigger fish to fry.
Okay.
Like Lorne. I mean, think about it. Everybody loves him. He's a fan favorite, and frankly, he has almost no weaknesses I can find. Except that he's really smart.
So, you want to annoy the one panelist without a single flaw, because he's smart.
Yeah, like that winged statue at that fancy Paris museum thingy. I want to break the one thing that everyone loves most.
Right. So, kind of like the opposite of Rachel Zegler.
Yeah, exactly. And I get to see her all the time at family reunions anyway.
You get to see Rachel Zegler?
Yeah. She's a total troll. Lives under a bridge, harasses billy goats, the whole 9 yards.
It all makes sense now.
Speaking of which, maybe she'll get me... Okay, I'm gonna call her on my... I'm gonna call her and see if she'll be in the next Indiana Jones. She should be the next Indiana Jones. That'll totally destroy Lord. He loves Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's cruel.
Hey, Rach. I've got a cool idea for you that involves a whip and snakes.
I love that description. It's perfect.
I know, right? Weird, as we always say.